Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We from group 4. Let me introduce myself. My name is Selbeni Negta as moderator and speaker, NPM 27, and from Anisa Pratiwi, NPM 09. Okay, we will present the discussion, the material about decentralization of the curriculum. Okay, the first material will be explained by Anisa Pratiwi. Time is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity from the moderator. Let me introduce myself. My name is Anisa Pratiwi. I will explain about the central design of the curriculum. Curriculum central design is the primary approach that underlines curriculum development, determining the primary focus of all teaching and learning activity. In general, this design can be subject-centered, learning-centered, or problem-centered. The choice of design will influence how educational objectives are formulated, learning materials are selected, teaching methods are implemented, and evaluations are conducted. Subject-centered design emphasizes academic content and disciplines so that learning is structured according to specific field of study. Meanwhile, learning-centered design emphasizes the need, interest, and development of students, making it more flexible and personal. Meanwhile, problem-centered design focuses on solving real problems, encouraging students to think critically and collaboratively. The choice of curriculum design is very important because it will determine the direction and effectiveness of the learning process, as well as its relevance to the educational goals to be achieved. Next, main characteristic of the central design of the curriculum. Number 1. Process-oriented. More concerned with how learning occurs rather than what must be achieved regionally, where the focus is more on how the learning process occurs rather than that simple achieve region target. This allows learning to be more natural and in accordance with student development. Number 2. Flexible and adaptive. Can adjust to student needs and learning condition, meaning the curriculum can adapt to student needs and changing learning conditions. This allows modification of methods, material, or learning strategies to be more effective. Number 3. Student-centered, where the teacher acts as a facilitator where guide the learning process, not as the sole source of knowledge. This approach encourages students to be more active, independent, and involved in learning. Number 4. Holistic, viewing learning as a dynamic and complex system. This approach does not only look at the end result, but also the interaction between various factors such as the improvement, motivation, and student learning experience. With this characteristic, the central design of the curriculum creates a learning environment that is more inclusive, responsive, and supportive of the holistic development of study. Next, central design implementation process. The implementation process of the central curriculum design consists of four main interrelated stages. First, need assessment includes identify the characteristics of students, such as age, ability level, and interest. Mapping the socio-cultural context where the language will be used and determining relevant learning objectives. This stage is the foundation for designing a curriculum that is in accordance with the real needs of students and their environment. Second, learning design includes the prepare of the authentic and contextual learning activities, the development of flexible teaching material, and the preparation of interactive learning scenarios. This stage emphasizes creativity and adaptability so that learning can take place in a interesting and meaningful way. Third, learning implementation, which emphasizes a dynamic and responsive teaching and learning process. Teachers provide continuous feedback and adjust strategies based on student responses. This approach ensures that learning remains effective and in accordance with student development each stage. Fourth, Learning evaluation, which prioritizes process assessment or formative rather than outcome assessment. Evaluation is a content use of foreign authentic instruments such as project portfolio or observation and involves joint reflection between teacher and student for continuous improvement. This stage aim to ensure the learning does not only focus on the final result, but also on the development and learning experience of student as a whole. That's all my explanation. I will return into the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, the next material I will be explained. The material examples for central design approaches in language teaching. Okay, 1. Task-based language teaching. Planning a vocation task. Students discuss in group to plan an itinerary. Find information about tourist destinations. Create budget plan presentation. In this process, they naturally learn new vocabulary, sentence structure, and related language function communicative language teaching. 2. Simulation, ordering food in a restaurant. Students play the role of customer and waiter, using the target language in a real context. The teacher provides feedback on communication strategies. Okay. The material above describe two main approaches in language teaching: task-based language teaching, or TBLT, and communicative language teaching, or CLT. Okay, here is explanation of each approach. 1. Task-based language teaching, or TBLT. Example task: planning a vocation. Students discuss in group to create an itinerary. They find information about tourist destination. They create a budget plan. They present their finding. In this process, students naturally learn new vocabulary, sentence structure, and related language function in the context of planning a vocation. 2. Communicative language teaching, or CLT. Example: simulation, ordering food in a restaurant. Students take on the role of customer and waiter. They use the target language in a real context. The teacher provides feedback on communication strategies. Okay, purpose of the material. The material illustrates how both approaches help students learn the language in an interactive and relevant way, focusing on real life usage and practical situations, thus enhancing their communication skill. Okay, the next material, the title: Advantages of a Central Design of the Curriculum. 1. Increase intrinsic motivation of learners. Okay, I will be explanation. A well-designed curriculum engages learners by connecting content to their interests and real life experiences. When students find relevant in what they are learning, their desire to explore and understand the material increases, fostering a deeper commitment to their education. 2. Develop 21 ST country skills. The explanation: modern education emphasizes skills such as collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. A central design curriculum integrates the skill into the learning process, encouraging students to work together on projects, think innovatively, and solve a problem effectively. This prepares them for the complexities of the modern workforce. And three, learning is more meaningful and conceptual. The explanation: a curriculum that is centrally designed often incorporates real-world application and interdisciplinary connection. This contextual learning helps students see the value in their education, making it easier for them to grasp concepts and apply knowledge in various situations. 4. Accommodate various learning styles. The explanation. Every student has a unique way to learning, whether visual, auditory, kinesthetic, or other style. A central design approach recognizes these differences and other diverse instructional strategies and activities, ensuring that all learners can engage with the material effectively and optimize their learning experience. Okay, the next material, challenges of the central design of the curriculum. 1. Recruiting teachers who are highly skilled in classroom management. Explanation. A centrally designed curriculum often involves diverse activities and group work, which can be challenges to manage. Teacher needs strong classroom management skill to 1. Maintain order during dynamic activities. 2. Facilitate collaboration among students. 3. Address individual needs while keeping the class engaged. 2. More complex planning and longer preparation time. Implementing a centrally designed curriculum demands the planning and preparation. Teacher must 1. Develop interdisciplinary lesson that integrate various subjects. 2. Create material and activities that cater to different learning styles. 3. Anticipate challenges and prepare for potential issues, all of which can be time consuming. And 3. Difficulty and objective assessment. Assessing student learning in a centrally designed curriculum can be challenging due to 1. The emphasis on skill like creativity and collaboration, which might not lend themselves easily to standardized testing. 3. 2. The need for diverse assessment methods, such as portfolios or project-based evaluation, which can be subject and harder to grade consistently. And 4. Potential unpreparedness of students for independent learning. Will a centrally designed curriculum fosters collaboration and engagement? Some students may struggle with 1. Transitioning to independent learning if they are accustomed to more structured, teacher-led environments. And 2. Developing self-regulation and time management skills necessary for utmost study, which may not be adequately emphasized in all. Okay, the conclusion. The central design of the curriculum is a dynamic and flexible approach that prioritizes the learning process, student-centered activities, and holistic development. It emphasizes adaptability to student needs, contextual learning, and the cultivation of essential 21st century skills such as collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. Will this design offer significant advantages, including increased student motivation and meaningful learning experiences? It also presents challenges such as the need for highly skilled teachers, complex planning, and difficulties in objective assessment. Successful implementation requires adult needs assessment, a thoughtful learning design, responsive teaching practice, and continuous evaluation. Despite its challenges, the central design of the curriculum remains a powerful framework for creating engaging and effective educational experiences that prepare students for real-world context. Okay, that's the result at me. We apologize for the shortcoming. Thank you for my attention. I am Selbeni Negta and from Anisa Pratiwi. Resigned. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.